Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is just going to be an update, kind of sit down storytime vlog type thing. This week has been so hectic and crazy and I just wanted to fill you guys in on what's been going on. So let's go back to Monday. On Monday, Zoey started throwing up. She started around 8 in the morning. She threw up her breakfast and we just kind of brushed it off. We were like, oh, maybe that just didn't sit right. It's okay. We'll just go on throughout our day. But she kept throwing up and she wouldn't stop. And it got to the point where she was throwing up every hour. And I was like, this is like, she was throwing up so much. She threw up a total of 8 times that day. But after like, I think 5 throw-ups, that's still a lot. But after she threw up like 5 times, I'm like, okay, something's not right. We need to take her to the emergency room. So we took her in and what they said was that, okay, so first they gave us a super long list of everything that we could do, x-rays, medication, fluids, this and that and this and that, and it was a long list of things and the bill was so high. And I was like, okay, listen, like I want to make sure she's okay. Can you like order these? Like, what is the most important? Like, what does she need to do today? They're like, well, if anything, you really should get the x-rays or just take the medicine home, the like nausea medicine that makes them stop throwing up. So it was x-rays or the medicine. And Johnny was with me, and Johnny, the whole time, he didn't even really want to go to the emergency room. He was like, she's fine, just let her be, she's just sick. Like, you know, when we're sick, we throw up things, so she's just throwing up the bad things right now. So just let her, she's gonna be fine. So he was kind of hesitant on wanting to go to the emergency room, but I just didn't feel like, I just felt like something was wrong. Me and Johnny were going back and forth, because Johnny's like, just take the medicine and she'll be fine. Like, she'll take the medicine, she'll stop throwing up, and everything will be fine and dandy. And I was like, well, what if something is in her stomach that's causing her to throw up? Like, what if something is like blocking her intestines? Like, what if something serious is wrong? And we were going back and forth. The reason, like, obviously taking the medicine home was the cheaper route, and the x-rays were more expensive. But I was like, I can't. I have to see what's wrong. I have to make sure everything's okay. And so I did like a little mini prayer, and then I told Zoey, do you think we should get the x-rays? Like, throw up now and we'll get the x-rays. And I know that was stupid, but she threw up. Literally like 2 minutes later, she threw up, and I was like, okay, we are getting these x-rays done. We left her there. It took like about an hour. And when I came back to hear how the x-rays went, they said that they had really bad news for me, that she had crazy buildup, blockage, something in her intestines, some sort of foreign object. They couldn't really tell what it was. They even did like a little ultrasound, and they saw that her intestines were heavily blocked, and they said it's really bad to the point where you either need to do surgery, like immediate surgery right now, or we're gonna have to euthanize her. Like, those are your only 2 options. And when I heard that, like, my heart just dropped, that like putting Zoey to sleep was an option. Like, and I did not like hearing that. So obviously we had to do the surgery. It was just gonna be so expensive, and I was like freaking out. I'm like, obviously I want to do the surgery. I'm not gonna put Zoey to sleep, because she was saying if you just go home, like, you're not gonna be able to fix this problem with like medicine or anything, and her intestines could explode and she could die. I didn't know how we were gonna do it yet because it didn't have that money, and the place we were at, it was super expensive. They said it could go up to like $10,000 for the surgery, and I'm like, where am I gonna get that kind of money? And then so I told them like, hey, this is like my money situation. I can't afford that, but I don't want to put her to sleep. And so they referred me to a different clinic that was still expensive but cheaper. It was gonna be about $5,000, and I was like, I still don't have that money, but we have to figure out a way. And I started praying nonstop, like out loud in the car. I was like holding Zoey and praying. And so we take her over to the other clinic and we give them a quick rundown of what's happening, and then they go in the back, they figure out the estimates and stuff, and then they bring over the price of what I need to pay up front right now in order for them to go through with the surgery. And I was like, holy crap, I don't have this money. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't just not help Zoey, but like what am I going to do? They offered like payment plans but through like a credit card sort of thing, and so I applied for both of those and I got denied on both of those, and I was like, oh my goodness. And right when I like felt like there was no hope and I didn't know what else to do, I got a phone call from the same woman that helped save Zoey, and oh, she is seriously Zoey's guardian angel. So she called me like right when I found out that I got denied on the payment plan credit card thingy. She called and she said, hey, if money is the only problem, obviously you have to do what's best for you, but if money is the only reason why you're not going through with the surgery, take my card right now over the phone. Let me pay for it so that we can get Zoey taken care of. And I just started crying. Johnny was with me and I just started bawling my eyes out. If you guys watch the vlogs during like Zoey's rescue and everything, then you guys are familiar with who Babs is, and she literally is Zoey's guardian angel. She's always there. She helped rescue you, huh? She helped rescue you from the canyon, and then she helped you with your surgery. She was such a lifesaver, and I really like, oh, such a godsend, I swear. So I told her I'd work out a way to pay her back and everything, and she's like, oh, just set up a GoFundMe because Zoey has like so many people that love her, so I'm sure you'll get that money. And so we did set up a GoFundMe, and I can't thank you guys enough for all of your help and your donations. You guys are seriously so amazing. We are at our halfway point, so we're halfway through paying off the bill, which ended up being higher than $5,000, but I didn't change the price on the GoFundMe. I just left it at $5,000, but the overall bill ended up being higher than $5,000. Once we got the money situation taken care of, Zoey was taken and she went in to get prepared for surgery, and then they started her surgery and we went home. And then they called me at 3 o'clock in the morning telling me that the surgery was successful and they removed the foreign object that was in her intestine. The doctors said it was a lot of hair buildup. This was 3 o'clock in the morning, so I really wasn't like asking a bunch of questions. He just said it was a bunch of hair buildup. And I was just like, oh, okay. He's like, it was from her stomach into her intestine, so it was just this big blockage of hair. And so they took that out and she's resting now and she's good to go. They put her on a IV catheter, which helps to express her bladder, like so that she pees, because you guys know Zoey's paralyzed, so she's incontinent and I have to manually express her, so for her to go to the bathroom. So while she was at the hospital, they didn't manually express her, but they had that IV catheter. So Zoey stayed in the hospital for 2 days. So Wednesday night we were able to bring her home, and so they gave us all of the meds that we needed to give her, which was huge, like such a long list. Let me show you guys. I had to create a schedule with all of her medications and at what time to give it to her and everything like that, because there's so many different medications and they all need to be taken at like different hours. So I had to write it down, otherwise I don't know how other people do it. Like, how do you just remember to take all of these meds? So we went home. I was super emotional. I kept praying over Zoey and just like holding her and praying for her. And through this whole thing, I've just put my trust in God, and He has just continued to show His faithfulness. And oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful. I can't even express it enough. But once we got home, I gave Zoey her meds, I gave her something to eat, and then she just went to bed. She did get a sedative. I forgot to mention, when I went to the doctors, and this is what I really wanted to point out, when we went there, they actually showed me what was inside, like what they pulled out, because they asked like, do you want to see the foreign object? And I was like, of course I do, like yes. So they showed me, and it was all hair like they said, but I was like, wait, this doesn't look like Zoey's hair. They're like, no, it's definitely human hair. But when I got the phone call from the doctor at 3:30 in the morning when they told me the surgery was done, I thought he was talking about Zoey's hair. Like when he said they pulled out a lot of hair, I thought it was Zoey's hair, but it ended up being human hair, and I could tell it was my sister's hair because it was very long, black, and curly, and like when you look close, it's like really, it was really gross, and it was really smelly. Even though it was in the Ziploc bag, you could still smell it. It was really smelly and gross. But also there was like a little bits of plastic which looked like from a tampon applicator, and there was like these little bits that I couldn't really distinguish what they were, but the bulk of it was hair. And I knew once I saw it like in person, and I saw it with my own eyes, I knew 100% that it was Zoey getting into the trash can in the bathroom. So I want to show you guys the trash can that we have right now. Yes, it has a cover on it, but Zoey can still lift it. Like, it doesn't have a lock or anything. So Zoey can easily flip open that lid, and she goes and eats in there, and it's really disgusting. And I feel like something like that is just so common with dogs, to just get into the trash or get into things that they shouldn't be getting into. And so I wanted to share this video to warn other pet owners how a simple, innocent mistake like that can cost a fortune, cost your dog's life. And so what we did now, I keep telling everyone in the house, make sure the bathroom door is closed, but because I still see them leave it open, I went out and got a new trash can, and this one is a lot taller, so I don't think Zoey will be able to stick her head in. So it's taller, but it also has a lock on it, which I think is going to be really, really good and helpful. So if you don't already have pet-proof trash cans, I highly recommend you get them. This was only like $15 at Target, so spend the $15, get a new trash can. Otherwise, you might end up with a very expensive medical bill. This whole week has just been so exhausting because Zoey, it's not that I'm just taking care of a dog that's recovering from surgery. It's that she's also a handicap, a special needs dog. So there's things that I have to do. For example, expressing her, which has been the hardest thing. Her incision is on her belly, obviously. Where else is it gonna be? It's on her belly, and that's where I squeeze to express her bladder. So it's been very challenging for me to just figure out where to touch without hurting her. And also, I can't seem to find the bladder as easily as before. Like before, like say this is her stomach, I would just kind of scoop my hand over and I can feel where that bladder is. It feels like a water balloon. I can easily feel it, squeeze it out, and she's done. But now when I go like that, I can't feel it. Johnny was joking, like, maybe they took it out. I'm like, they can't take out the bladder, Johnny. Like, it's still there, and she's peeing, but like I can't find where it is to fully empty her bladder. And that's just been stressful because if you guys are familiar with the vlogs or whatever, if Zoey's not expressed fully, if like I don't empty that bladder fully, she is prone to getting a UTI. And I just feel like with everything going on right now with her body still like healing and recovering, a UTI is the last thing we want. So I'm just trying really, really hard to help her with her potty breaks. Her eating schedule is totally not what it used to be. I used to feed her at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and that was it. And so that way I could time her potty schedules, but everything is just all over the place because she has to take all her meds at different hours, like 5 times throughout the day. And with the pills, she has to have some food. So I've been giving her little bits of food all throughout the day basically. And so trying to figure out her potty schedule, I have no idea what it is. And so we've just been keeping a pee-pee pad under where she lays in case she has an accident, because I really don't know what to expect. And then her eating, she doesn't have the same appetite, but I heard that that's pretty normal because her stomach has gone through a lot. So she may not be so eager to just engulf food, but she's still eating and she's still drinking, so that's a plus. And as far as the urine, it's still an issue, but at least her pee-pee is not stinky. So once the urine is like a little smelly, it usually means they have a UTI. So hers is not smelling, which is a good sign. So we're just gonna keep trying, keep praying, and just keep pushing through like we always do. Zoey has gone through so much this poor little baby has gone through so much. But if there's one thing that Zoey is, she's a fighter and she is resilient. So I know she'll overcome this like she's overcome everything else that life has thrown at her. Yeah, I wanted to share this video to update you guys and also just like warn you guys, don't let your dogs get into the trash can. Make sure you have a lock on your trash can because this mistake could have been prevented 100%. I will leave a link to the GoFundMe. If you guys feel inspired to donate, don't feel like you have to, but if you want to, it's there. And if you'd like to share it, that would be super, super awesome and helpful. But yeah, we just want to be able to take care of Zoey's medical bill and finish paying that off so we can be done with that and just see Zoey thrive as she always does. I've been sharing updates on the GoFundMe account, but also Zoey's Facebook and Instagram page. So if you guys want to follow Zoey for more updates, it's Zoey the Lab Pit, and both on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you guys so much for your prayers, your donation, for sharing. Thank you for everything. Seriously, guys, I can't thank you enough. And if you've watched this whole video, this video was long, but if you watched this whole video, I think you're a rock star, and I just want to say thank you. And I will see you guys probably Monday. No, I will for sure Monday. I'll see you guys Monday with a new video. I'm still going to try and keep up with my uploads. Thank you for listening to me blabber, but I hope that this video helps prevent this problem from happening to other dogs and other pets. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.